Hello everyone and welcome to another tournament in review. Today I take my competitive Drukhari to a team event, the Stud and Snotling event in Canada. It's 5 rounds, 5-person teams. I'm playing Drukhari. Let's see who's C tier now.
The Dark Kid.
I'm here from the brand new studio, of course, in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. I am going to an event. Let's go over the list. You know the drill. I'm going to show you the list. I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to go play 5 games of Warhammer 40,000. Then we're going to come back to the show here, and I'm going to explain what I liked, what I didn't like, what I learned, so that you can get better at the game. Here we have 2,000 points of Drukhari. This is a take on the list that I took at the Capital City Bloodbath. A couple of changes with the point updates as Ravagers got more expensive, Scourge got cheaper. Now the concept for the list is simple. Lots and lots of units, lots and lots of Dark Lances, and of course, a Beast Pack Master. Now, in and of itself, we have 3 main characters in the list. We've got a Homunculus with the Crucible and Malediction and 5 racks. We have Archon Skari with a Splinter Pistol so you can run around and do actions if needed, and a Solitaire that has been allied in order to give me some good anti-character and pressure support. I added in the Beast Pack because of Scout and their 20 wounds with toughness 4. They are going to be very useful, I think. Meat and potatoes of the list are 3 units of 10 Cavalite Warriors, 2 units of 5 Scourge with 4 Dark Lances in each one, 3 Ravagers with triple Dark Lances, 3 Venoms, which will be splitting the Cavalites into 6 units of 5, 3 units of Mandrakes, which are great for just scoring points and being in the enemy's way, and last but not least, a Void Raven Bomber with D-Scythes and missiles. The list concept is simple. Lots of little units, lots of shooting, lots of movement. I'm supposed to be able to get lots of points and also deal with a variety of different armies on a variety of different table layouts. So let's go to the event. Let's play 5 games and let's see how this list does.
We are at the Stud and Snotlings, or Studs and Snotlings team event. We get to play round 1 and we're having a lot of fun. We just finished. They gave me a hat. That's sportsmanship. There you go, look at that. Cool stuff. It is an awesome event. I love it. Let's get to the games. Round number 1, I'm playing against Chaos Space Marines. We've got Necrons versus their Votan. We've got our Death Guard versus their Custodians. We have our Tyranids versus their Tyranids versus our Space Marines. And we have our Chaos against their Space Marines, I believe. Okay, so with that, wish us luck. Round number 1. End of game number 1. I was able to take the board. I went first, really put a lot of pressure in the middle of the board here, and essentially just move blocked Abaddon and the Terminators the whole game, while then zoning out the whole table because the Obliterators were in Deep Strike. So I ended up giving them like a little pocket they could Deep Strike in, and that meant that they weren't really as impactful to the middle of the game. There was a very important turn where Abaddon failed a Battle Shock test, and it allowed me to just shoot that unit indiscriminately and just like kill Abaddon and the rest of the Terminators after doing quite a bit of damage with my Void Raven Bomber and like 1 Ravager that killed like more than half the unit the turn previously. So all in all, good first round for the Drukhari. I love this list so much. So many units just all over the place, and it feels great. I can't wait to talk about it when we get back to the studio. Okay, with that, on to round number 2. Round number 2, we have our Death Guard versus Imperial Guard, Tyranids versus myself. Then we have our Necrons versus their Thousand Sons, our Chaos Space Marines against their Necrons, I believe, and then our Guard against their Harlequins, our Marines against their Harlequins. So wish me luck. Lots of monsters. This is a Synaptic Nexus. Lots and lots of bugs that are synapse and have good involves and a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, let's see how we do. It is the ritual though, so it's going to be pretty intense. Round number 2 done. So the victory went to the Drukhari in this game. However, we might lose the round based on our pairings. We did random pairings again, which didn't go our way this time, but that's okay. Now this is the heavy table, and it's very much designed to be very heavy, and the lanes were just fantastic into a mash monster Tyranid build, which is one of the things in team event. You have a heavy table like this, and you have a light table like that has none of the big ruins. So I picked this table specifically to give me an advantage against the monsters. It really helped, and I was able to win 17-3 as per WTC rules. Very, very, very crazy game. I was able to move block all the monsters in these little corridors and then build, because it was the ritual, build all my objectives towards this side, and then hold primary that way. So with that, it is the end of round number 2. Let's go on to round number 3. Okay, round number 3, I ended up playing against Knights. I went first. I was able to kill 3 of the little Knights and put some wounds on another one with Canis and a bunch of Knights. So it's looking good so far. We'll see how the rest of the team does, but it's going to be interesting. We're just having fun. And so far, it's the light table again. However, it's not bad for me because I can actually see down some really cool lanes for my Dark Lances. So wish me luck. I picked fixed secondaries this time. I took Bring It Down and deploy Teleport Homers. We'll see how that works. This is what I have left. There are no Knights left on the table. I tabled the Knights. I went first. I killed 3 Halberd, 3 little dogs, 3 little dogs, 3 little dogs, then move blocked him in his corner. And then right at the end, I killed Canis Rex with an Overwatch from the Scourge to deny him primary and defend Stronghold. And that was just kind of how that game went. So good game for the Dark Eldar. 20-0, so 95 to 30 some points. But all in all, a good run so far. Tomorrow, 2 more rounds. So it'll be awesome. Don't mind the swearing in the background. That's just Dustin. Round number 4, playing against Tyranids, another Synaptic Nexus. I ended up going first on taking holds. I'm getting very aggressive, as you can see, because I want to try and kill the Death Leaper and do some damage early on, and then move block the Norn guy. Norn Emissary, there you go, I know the names. With my Beast Pack, just kind of block him into his corner. So let's see if that works. Other than that, wish me luck. End of the game. So I did end up winning that game, 76-40. We ran out of time. Was only able to do 4 turns. I'd probably gotten a little bit more points, but would have been about the same towards the end of the game. But it was an absolute slaughter, is what it was. Dark Eldar did win that game, but I can kill big things with Dark Lances, which makes it very fun. And Mandrakes are great, and everything's really... I love my list so much. Okay, with that, on to the last round. And that is the end of the game. So I ended up tabling the Chaos Army. I went first. Got up, really pinned him in his zone, killed his Nurgle Rhino because he had no CP by the time I got to shooting into it with a lucky Dark Launch shot, or 2 of them went through, blew up a Rhino, killed one of the unit of Possessed. It was a nuts game. I did end up winning 20-0 again, so 99 points, 38. And I basically took over the whole table. All in all, I had a lot of fun playing it. A huge shout out to everybody, Studs and Snotlings, for putting this on, Dustin and Cody. This is a fantastic event. It's so much fun. I highly recommend it. Other than that, let's go back to the studio. Let's take a look at everything that I've learned from playing my Drukhari, and see how I did personally, as well as how the team did, because we had an absolute blast.
And we're back at the studio. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the battle report. Well, first and foremost, out of 140 players at this event, I scored the most points. What the heck is going on? That was great. My army just murdered people all weekend. It was intense. I didn't hold back any punches. I just went straight for the throat and just didn't take my foot off the gas in every game. And oh my goodness, does this list have some legs, I found out, into the current meta. Now, granted, I didn't play indirect spam Astra Militarum, which would be a very, very tough match for me, I think. However, the list felt fantastic. So let's go over the list itself. Let's go over the things that I liked, what I didn't like, and things that I might change for next time. Let's go over the things that I liked and disliked in the list. Void-Driven Bomber, excellent. I'm going to find it hard to make a list without one. 3 Ravagers and 2 units of Scourge. I like that ratio. Scourge are good. They are cheaper than a Ravager. However, they're squishier. I like the Ravager's durability and the fact that there's they have toughness 9, they've got a decent amount of wounds. So that ratio is great. The core of the list with the Venoms and the Kronos as well. Kronos, if you're making a Drukhari army by Kronos, you should put a Kronos in your list. Mandrakes, I don't think they're going anywhere. I did like this little combo. The Crucible Malediction came up really big into some of those Chaos matchups, where it denied my opponent's ability to use the Nurgle stratagem to stop me from being able to shoot them from far away across the table. I really like that as well. Archon was good. His effectiveness has been reduced because his ability to make stratagems more expensive only applies to certain stratagems, but it was very useful, especially against the command reroll stratagem. The Beast Pack and the Beast Pack Master were incredible. They were the one unit that I was kind of worried about and testing, but they move block so effectively that it helped me in about 4 of my 5 matchups. They were pivotal for me gaining board control in the game. The 3 units of Cavalite Warriors are a staple. Them with the Venoms. I think like my list is never going to leave home without 3. This ratio of stuff here and 3. So that stays. This is quickly becoming a mainstay. This is becoming a mainstay. The characters themselves are something that I could probably play around with. That's these points here. I do like the Homunculus. I like the Archon. I like the Rax. The Solitaire was okay. You know, he's 115 points. I could, in retrospect, drop him and probably put in 5 more Scourge, and that would be the change that I would make. I think that would actually be better. And there you have it. That's what I learned. I can shoot a lot. We got a lot of potential to get lots of points and deny lots of points. And into some of these matchups that you're seeing in the meta right now, we just do an incredible amount of damage. So let me know what you think with a comment down below. How are you finding the Drukhari? Like, we're, not doing the best at a competitive level. However, I feel like we have so much potential as a faction. So hopefully we can get together and find something that works for all of us to really go out, play some games, and see some success on the battlefield. Something I learned is life is cheap. Everything in my army died almost every single game. However, I put a lot of pressure on early in the game, and it forced my opponent like on the back foot, and that really helped. A huge shout out to all the channel Patreons, without whom none of this is possible. Thank you for liking, sharing, leaving a comment down below, subscribing. If you'd like to support the channel, the link is in the description below. And if you want to come play a game at the studio, make sure you message me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, even on here. Other than that, I've been Skari, your grateful host. Signing off until next time. Skari out. The Dark Kin. Bye, everybody.